Yo, youtube.com, Markcraft86, you already know what it is. Day 95, ship pops off at about day 100. Zombie apocalypse on the way, so we built a nice little farm, a nice little church. And we got a nice little food supply. They're noisy, but, you know. And before things pop off at 100 days, I think I should go exploring, find a nice little spot somewhere, and then we'll make our way back. Because it's easy to live here at the Church of Kirk with all the resources, right? Where people are honest, telling the truth, you know, trying to figure things out of good faith. But we're going to go out here in the wild, wild west where people be lying, cheating, stealing, saying little bits of the truth to make you feel a certain way. People be fronting, you know, we're lying, we're posing out here, fibbing. It could take you years to figure out someone's true colors around here, you know what I'm saying? And I know there's a village over here. I don't know if I want to make friends with these guys over here. Spawn points over here. People familiar with this seed know what's going on here. This is the spawn, the compass. Will always be pointing us back to the spawn, to the Church of Kurt. So we're going to be going this way. I know there's some villagers over here. There's a village over here. We need to make some trades. We need to gather some resources. I need some emeralds. I just need to chill out, play a little Minecraft, okay? Where we finally got the diamond armor coming on, because we're getting close to 100 days. We need a few more diamonds. We're all out of diamonds. Do I have them with me? No, but I think I only got 3 left. So, you know, we need a sword, we want a pickaxe, we want other tools with these diamonds. Although, I'm good with the armor. I'm good with iron tools, but, you know. We'll see what we find. Caves, pillager outpost, shipwrecks. Maybe one more cave before the caves get hostile, you know what I'm saying? We'll see. I think I want to... Yeah, we'll go about this way. I don't want to go too hard to the right. There's a village over here. Gonna avoid that. Gonna avoid the human contact. We'll see what's over this way. Whoa. Oh, you know what that was? See a little light over here. Oh, this is one of these ocean monuments. Gonna stay away from there. Actually, now would be the time to go in there because we got the hostile mobs ain't spawning right now, guys, so that would be the time, but hit the music. We're not gonna even mess with that. Kind of playing defense. Could you imagine drowning in the first 5 minutes of your Minecraft YouTube video? That'd be lame, so. We're just cruising. Got the tunes going. Got the dolphins following me. This is a big ocean that we got protecting the Church of Kirk, so that's good. Because there's crazies out here, man. Like, if there were hostile mobs and a skelly got me, or a couple spiders ganged up on me and got me, and you know, killed me, There's people out here who'd laugh, dance on the grave. So it almost doesn't matter who killed Charlie Kirk, if I'm being honest. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Because after he died, too many people went online and thought it was comfortable to talk trash on him because, you know, he had a couple controversial takes or something. Or you heard on the news that he was a Nazi or something like that, you know? It's kind of... I think it's going to be a slow go, and every day is kind of making me lose faith in humanity a little bit more, if I'm going to be honest, but it is possible that we can kind of make it so, I don't know. The burden of proof is on you. If you think someone's Hitler or Nazi or so hateful that you don't care if they die, it's kind of up to you to say why now, you know? We can't just take you at face value anymore. So, if you think climate change is real, you kind of have to say why it's not real. Everyone's making a big deal about Bill Gates flipping his stance on climate change. Ooh, I see a house up there, guys. Yeah, cherry blossom. It's not a big deal that Bill Gates switched his stance on climate change. The only thing that says is, like, why'd it take you so long? They just made it up in the 70s out of thin air, so I don't know why it took you so long to figure that out. I don't know why it took you so long to figure out, yeah, they just buy and pay the scientists. The only scientific studies that get done are the ones they want to get done, so it's like, yeah. So Bill Gates switched his stance on climate change, but if you read anything about it, he said that, you know, like, no policies got changed. He's still saying you gotta push to net zero and all that shit. He still buys up all the farmland, and what was his excuse before? That, like, the cows are farting too much? Like, come on. There's a nice little spot here, so it's kind of like, who cares what Bill Gates is thinking? Or not really, but, like, yeah, he's not some intellectual, okay? And he's not some humble guy, because now he's admitting that he was dead wrong about climate change either. They made climate change up, so. Of course, when there's backlash, they would be like, oh yeah, maybe it's not as important. Or what he said, maybe it's not gonna kill humans or whatever. And it's like, yeah, thanks, tips. Smart people, you know, people who just, you know, paying attention or whatever, already knew that. We knew you were fibbing about climate change, so it's not really breaking news here. Anyway, why'd I bring up Bill Gates and climate change? I don't know, guys. Oh yeah, because people are kind of making it a big deal that he flipped it, but yeah. I don't know, I'm almost getting like... Damn, that's a nice little island over here too. Like I said, I'm kind of losing faith in humanity the more and more this goes on. Kind of not sure where people stand, kind of not sure where people are thinking about all this stuff, you know? Not really... Maybe it's not really going the way I was assuming it was going, you know? Because I've had I'm not gonna lie to you guys, right? I've had a couple people kind of look at me in real life when I'm talking to them, and they kind of smirk at me. And they bring up how I might say on here, like, you know, the food is poison, right? I think maybe when I say the food is poison, that might trigger some people. And then they're looking at me and they're smiling and they're like, yo Mark, are you eating this poison here? And it's kind of like, man, I didn't really think I had to, you know, I just kind of was getting on here. This YouTube channel's for me, guys. I say little jokes, I deliver this, and it's, you know, oftentimes things I don't want to talk about, these dark topics, but you gotta laugh or you cry about it, guys. So I try to like have a sense of humor. Man suffers because he takes too serious what the gods made for fun. You understand me? Alan Watts. That's a nice quote. So I'm trying not to take my life too serious, but you know, you're coming on here talking about pretty touchy, intense, important topics, I guess. Big ideas, big topics. And I guess sometimes I just kind of fire around jokes and it's like, yo, the food is poison. And I guess I just kind of assume that people know what I mean, but I think maybe they take that to heart or something, but yeah. I'm kind of over speculating on what people are thinking. Like, I don't know, man. If you don't really want to share it, then it's kind of like, okay, but I don't know. I guess if I were to guess, that when I say the food is poison, they're kind of thinking, you know, scientists are in a lab and they're evil and they're like, you know, putting lead into the food, or they're putting mercury into the food, or I don't know. But I just thought it's like common knowledge that, like, you know, we're living on the planet here. Whole foods, you know, earth-grown nutrients. Food that's comes from the tree or the bush or the shrubs, you know, the soil, the sunlight, the water. Ooh, we got bees. This is the first time I've seen bees. I need some bees back at the home base. Yeah, so you got earth-grown nutrients, healthy foods, okay? Foods, yeah, that are just good for you. And then I just can't help but notice we're eating all these like fake-ass processed foods. It just seems like where the money's at, it's not having fruits and vegetables. They spoil, so the money's at like having all these fake foods that last on the shelves a long time, right? What's up, chicken? Don't tell vegan gains what happened last episode on here. So yeah, it's like processed food, fake food. It's not apples and oranges. It's like Twinkies and Ding Dongs. So I'm like, yo, they're putting sugar in the food. A crazy amount of sugar is in the food. And like, we're not eating it. We're like letting it kind of mess with our health and everything. We're letting it take over our diet and everything, right? There's all these weird health effects because of it. We're not aging too gracefully, so. And they lie about how, you know, they're like, sugar's not bad for you. It's the cholesterol, it's the fats, it's anything but the sugar. So it's like, you know, I just thought this was kind of common knowledge. I thought we were slowly figuring this out, that the big pharma, the big science, man, anywhere there's big money, it's like they fund studies for the betterment of humanity, for sure. But a lot of it's also so they can make money. So if they don't want to run this study or that study, they won't. If they want to run the sugar study, they will. If they want to taint it, they will. You guys know what I'm saying. If they want to sweeten it up, they will. You guys know what I'm saying. Big money talks. The bullshit walks. So yeah, they got sugar in the food. It's highly addictive. They're making money hand over fist. It's not exactly healthy, but they don't really seem to care, and we're not holding them accountable on it, so why would they, right, change it? They're making crazy money. But my point is that it's not that good for us. Damn, this is a nice village right here, guys. This might be the spot for a little bit. We're at 96 days. We're almost at 100 days, and I don't want to know what happens when 100 days hits. We're gonna find out together, but maybe come over to this village, post up, see what kind of trades you can get here, maybe sneak my way into one of these little houses, you know what I'm saying? While these guys ain't looking, and steal a bed or something, we'll see. Cue that music. So yeah, all that being said, like, I thought we just know that's going on. So to shorten all that, I just say kind of real quick, the food is poison. But I don't mean like they're literally poisoning you and your kids. I just mean that big corporations kind of have taken over our whole shit here. I don't know if you've noticed, it's all about profits. It's not really about the health of the people or the intelligence of the people or our, you know, feeding the people spiritual information or, you know, connecting us through community or even connecting us through the family. All that's gone away. All that's gone away. So it's like profits over the people. So yeah, they'll not give you healthy food if they can make a lot of money. So just to shorten all that, I say the food is poison. And then, I don't know, people like smirking at me being like, yo Mark, do you eat the poison? It's like, yeah dude, I have McDonald's every now and again. I don't understand what you're getting at here though. Is the food, is most of the food not poison? Or like not good for you? Or it's like, is sugar feeding cancer or not? Or like, you know, what is going on here? So yeah, this was kind of what I'm saying. It's now sort of up to you guys. And not to me, I don't really give a shit, but what I'm saying is like, if you think this, if you think that, the burden of proof is now on you. It's no longer good enough to just like, you're gonna walk around and have everyone agree with you on the stupidest shit. I think soon there's gonna be a time where, yeah, people are just gonna stop talking about things because everyone's gonna know you're kind of dumb for saying this or saying that, if I'm being specific enough and not vague enough. But basically, like, people are gonna start being shamed for having these really stupid ideas, like, I don't know, the government loves us and the food is great or something, or whatever people are thinking out there. I don't know what people are thinking out there. That's just what I'm saying. If you want to giggle at Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck, then it's kind of up to you to prove why he was Nazi and Trump's Hitler, and I don't really think you can prove it. So when I'm on here talking my shit, it triggers you or whatever because I hit the nerve somewhere. I don't know where it is, but yeah, I don't really care. Not to say like I'm not nice, and you know, people say they don't care. It means they do care. And actually, guys, you know what? I do care. I think it's just like I've cared for so long. This guy's got coal for emeralds. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna post stuff somewhere here. Yeah, when people say they don't care, they're actually the people who care the most, man. And I'm not even gonna deny that. I do care. I have been caring. I've been caring a bit too much. That's not a flex either. It's like a flaw on my part, kind of thing. So yeah, you can't really just snap the fingers and stop caring about the things that you don't really want to stress about. But at the same time, that's what I gotta do, is I gotta work on letting things go that like don't serve me, and worrying about what other people are thinking and worrying about what other people are stressing about or what other people are triggered at by what I bring up. Yeah, not to say it's not of my concern, but it's not really of my concern. And it does help me though, because I'm realizing like yo, Markcraft 86. Huh? Wallet, rotten flesh for emeralds. Okay. While you're here, you might as well, like, while you're saying the message, hey, for emeralds, you might as well try to broaden it so you can, I don't know, just in case people come across these videos, and maybe if I'm angry and losing my cool and emotional about it, they'll shut it off and be like, oh yeah, this guy, you know, another one of these, whatever. But maybe if I can refine the message and be calm and just deliver it in a way where I'm not that attached to it, you know? And even if just one person's like, yeah, you know what, this guy's kind of compelling with that argument, maybe I'll look into this or that, right? And what are we going to do? We're going to set up shop, but where are we going to set up shop? That's what we're going to be looking around. So yeah, that's kind of the goal. The goal switches a little bit. You know, you got big goals, you got little goals. So the big goal, the 30,000 foot views, I'm just on YouTube whenever I want. We're getting on the record with whatever I want. And you know, the little goals are like, you know, I don't want to be the angry guy screaming into the microphone or screaming at the camera. I don't really want to try to convince people who aren't ready to hear what's going on. I guess I'll put it that way. What's up, kitty? We're gonna get some seeds here. We're gonna get a little hay farm going, and I'm gonna get a bunch of emeralds from this guy, and we're gonna see what kind of trades we can get going on here. Yo, what's up? I can't really let you get close. If you had a weapon on you, let's just say you're lucky, buddy. Don't be coming up in my space like that, okay? Especially when you're a bum, you don't even got a job, dude. You're just like a freeloader or something. Go get a job, you bum. Pay your taxes, buddy. Why get these cats out of here, man? Why all these cats here, man? I don't even like you cats. Yeah, you heard me. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm saying. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. I don't think he was a Nazi. I don't think he was Hitler. I don't really think anyone in modern day politics is that right wing or that extreme or like Hitler, Nazi, talking about rounding people up or like openly being like racist. I don't think that's even going on. So the fact that there's so many people who buy into that, who felt ballsy enough to like openly make fun of Charlie Kirk getting publicly assassinated, it kind of tells you all you need to know about where we're at, about how mainstream it is to be dumb, brain rot. You hate Sky Daddy, okay? You can make fun of God and Jesus all the time, but you worship government daddy. You worship Parliament daddy. Anything he says, you do. If he says put a mask on, you do it. If he says you can't hang out in public, you do. You know, you don't. If he says no one got hurt by the vaccines, you believe it. If they say diversity is our strength, you're like, yup. If they publish magazine articles saying it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend, you're like, oh my god, I know. If they're like, yo ladies, it kind of sucks that you're like, I don't know, home all day, hanging out with your kids, raising them. And like the man, he's working and he just expects you to like be nice and like, I don't know, maybe make a couple meals every now and again. You know, instead of negotiating to a better spot where it's like maybe, I don't know, the man likes cooking and cleaning and he helps out around the house and this and that, and then he can lean on you to help him, motivate him to work, and you know, ladies are a bit more detailed oriented and also the biggest motivators of men as well. There's a lot of like strengths that they have on their own, and then also like they can, you know, they make men get a lot of shit done, guys. Like look at all the to-do lists that all the married men have, you know what I'm saying? These ladies get shit done, man. So we need the ladies on the side of like the country's in flames and we want freedom and prosperity. We want, you know, good jobs, safe streets and all this. I don't know. I'm not sure if much is going to get changed until we get the ladies on board. You understand? Because I think the ladies are, and God bless you, but you're just kind of enjoying the fruits of like the feminist takeover and the shitting on men. So now you can kind of have your cake and eat it too, where it's like you can have a career or whatever. I don't know why everyone wants a career and work for these corporations and get up early and go to the office or like, you know, go weld and shit. Like I don't understand, but yeah, power to you or whatever. But yeah, you kind of have your cake and eat it too. You can have like your own jobs, you can have your money, you can have your own place. You don't feel like, oh my god, I don't have to like marry a man and this and that and whatever. Cue the music. So I guess you can kind of have like your nice single life, and you can invest into your home and make it your nice little safe space, which is another thing going on. I think people are just making their home a nice little safe space to escape from the world, which again, yeah, do that because the world is crazy. Everyone needs a nice little cozy place to escape from. But guess what, guys? We're all living in echo chambers, okay? So for as much as you think conspiracy theorists are online believing everything on the internet and they're in like echo chambers Dude, there are a lot of people like that. I know for me, I'm reading everything and I'm breaking it down and figuring out who's lying. But if you're like going along normal life, Google, Wikipedia, Netflix, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, sports, getting your nails done, not really thinking of stuff, drinking out on the weekends, going on for little parties and all this shit. Yeah, I forget what I was talking about, but you guys know what I'm saying, alright? I think I'm full here on the seats here. Yeah, I'm just kind of sick of this, just kind of sick of this, like... Oh no, I really wish I didn't lose my train of thought. I was on a roll there, but I got too colorful with like all the examples of the brain rot shit. But I know I was on like to like, and I don't really want to just shit on women. I don't really want to come off like that because it's not that, guys. It's the majority of people. It's not a gender thing, man. And again, when I say the majority of people, people are like, yo, this guy thinks he's better than people. So I understand how I'm coming off, whatever. So I just suggest like shut this shit off. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, if you get triggered, if you get mad at me, or if you like whatever, start thinking different things to me because I'm on here talking this shit, then I would, yeah, just suggest to shut it off. It's not for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, the shit for you is kind of like the stuff I was saying, like watching the World Series and getting drunk and then bitching about the subways not working. It's like, guys, do you really think they care about you and they're gonna think about having the subways going because of your little extra innings? Like, guys, they don't give a shit. Like, they're letting the criminals out of jail, and it's so sad to see these like dumbass drunk Canadians giving like the security guard a hard time, let's say, after the World Series goes extra innings and everyone's stranded. Like, yo, you guys didn't think about extra innings and us being drunk and not getting home? It's like, no, dude, and they never think about you, and they don't care about you. And until you start actually, like, you know what I mean? Demanding, like, something real here, instead of, like, sports and booze and pills and, like, sex work all the time, then we kind of just get what we deserve, so... Yeah, man, I'm just tired of the clown show. That's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of the kindergarten grade 3 shit clown show. And everyone's like smirking at me while they're just doing dumbass shit, like, and I'm crazy because I say the food is poisonous or something. It's like, dude, I don't know how long, dude or lady, I don't know how many years you need to figure out the food ain't good, but I'm not here to hold your hand and, like, you know what I mean? Walk you through you being triggered or some shit because you're in defense mode because you can't, I don't know, see clear as day that, like, the people in charge not only don't care, man, they're kind of laughing at you. Like, it's, and to be honest, I don't believe that's true. I don't believe the media members or the mayors or the governors or the congressmen or the people in parliament, the House of Commons. I don't think they're laughing at us. I don't think they're evil. I really just think they're following orders from the tippity top. But it is so sad to see, and I seen Mark Carney, okay? He was like running the central bank over in England. They're running England, they're running the UK into the ground. Every day I'm seeing men screaming to their phones, trying to get the people in the UK to wake up and, like, stop being so brainwashed and, like, yeah. So that's kind of why I'm losing faith in Canada. I don't think it's... We're gonna have to actually, like, start seeing literal flames and stuff over here before we actually start doing something, I think, but... Anyway, I see Mark Carney over, he's at running the central bank, the Bank of England, and then over here in Canada, they ran Trudeau for so long, taking the heat for so long, that eventually even the CBC and everyone, and the Liberals, they turn on you. They have to turn on Trudeau, and then Trudeau goes down with the ship, and now he's like, I don't know, banging Katy Perry or something, and but yeah, so Trudeau starts getting bad favor with the public. We start blaming him for the housing crisis and this and that. You just have to eventually blame it on someone, right? So everyone loved him, and then everyone hates him, and then they throw him under the bus, and then they're like, yo, but you hate Trump, right? And we're like, yes, we do. And then Pierre Poilievre, the Conservative Party of Canada, kind of dropped the ball and let the CBC and the mainstream media and the bond paid for media control the narrative. And they're like, yo, Trump's this and Trump's that. Pierre's his buddy, and Pierre ain't gonna be tough. And Mark Carney, he's like a great negotiator, and he's a businessman, and he knows how to put Trump in his place, and elbows up. And everyone bought it, I guess. But my point is like, Carney is the same as Trudeau, man. They're working for the same guy, Larry Fink, the WEF, and they're doing the same thing, you know. So this is what I mean. The same thing being open up the borders, do a little bail reform in 2019. Now you can get out if your skin color is brown. Even if you assault people and have guns, man, you can get out if you're indigenous. It doesn't matter. There's like some racist shit going on, racist DEI shit going on. So I really do think, like, if I got in trouble for like some sort of essay or like an assault or like a weapons charge, I really think they throw the book at me. But it seems like diversity is our strength, and everyone's so brainwashed to not come off racist that on the books, guys, it's open on the books that, yeah, I've read it. It's like, if you're a minority, if you're indigenous, you don't have access to like resources and shit like I would, because, you know, my white privilege, guys, right? I got all this white privilege going on here, right? So they're like, that's their excuse. They just let them out of jail then. There's no bail for these guys, right? And then they'll go and kill officers. It's like, who knows what'll happen, right? And that doesn't mean everybody will, but you guys understand what I'm saying. So yeah, Trudeau's doing all this stuff, and then you bring Carney over to do the exact same stuff, and then it's like, they had this speech where Carney's like, you know what, Trump, he's a big bad, this and that, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, he's a threat to democracy, and this and that, he's Hitler, and this and that. And then there was like this old woman boomer in the front row of his speech, and she like cuts off his speech. I couldn't believe it, and like kind of made it about her for herself. I'm like, man, this is the prime minister, or the future prime minister maybe, giving a speech. And this woman interrupts him, and she's like, but you're going to protect us. And it was the most cringy shit I've ever seen in my whole entire life, man. That this poor woman, actually, she's got no idea about the World Economic Forum. She's got no idea about Klaus Schwab and Larry Fink. She's got no idea about any of that, and she's just like, Trump is Hitler, and we just have to take care of Trump, and Trump's the reason why Canada's going downhill so bad and all this, and she's like, really thinks Carney's here to save us. And it's like, not to say Carney was laughing, but he was looking at her. I'm just thinking, like, how could you be on the tippity top and not laugh at that a little bit? Like, yeah, we got these Canadian white ass boomers by the balls, man. They don't know what to do. They're just like so scared of Trump and shit. And I guess they and the migrants voted in the Liberals. I don't know what happened exactly, but I know that happened. And then cut to 2025, and you guys are out there, why didn't you guys have the subways going a bit later? It's like, because they don't care about you, man. They're letting the criminals out. They're telling you to leave your keys at the door and leave out milk and cookies for the carjackers, guys. So why would they make sure you got a subway after your little Jays game? They wouldn't, dude. So it's like, it's just so sad to see, like, I don't know, Canadians are like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? It's like, the criminals, dude. And if you read the news a little bit, or figured out who was lying, or read a couple books, or whatever, cue the nice piano, then you'd know that, and then you'd be able to like just easily, effortlessly be like, yo, you're lying. You're being paid by this guy. You used to work for that company. The revolving door between the superpowers and the governments and the big corporations just keeps spinning along. We can't trust you. There's a conflict of interest that you guys never talk about. You know? And it'd be like, oh, and now you're passing hate law speech so you can like shut off the internet of the dissenters and everything. It's like, guys, as soon as you open your eyes, it's like completely obvious. So forgive me for being on here and saying things like the food is poison and we gotta wake up, and if you're not awake, you're asleep, and then maybe you take that to heart a little bit. But dude, ma'am, respectfully, I don't give a shit. Okay? Canada is going down in flames before my eyes. You can't lie to me. You can't lie to my eyes. You can't lie to my ears. Okay? I see it. I hear it. I'm reading it. And if I was in the cities, I better be smelling it. Okay? So, yeah, all these brainwashed NPCs or whatever want to keep going around their life. Yeah, go to it, man. Do it. Get your shit. Live your life. Do your shit. But, no one's gonna be crying to me when, like, all this stuff pops off, because it's going downhill just like the UK. And, yeah, I'm gonna continue to, like, make these videos whenever I want, saying whatever I want. And, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's over, okay? It's over. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if anyone likes me. I don't care if I go the rest of my life and everybody gives me the side eye. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. Everybody avoids me and ignores me. I really don't give a shit. I'll ruin all my relationships. Just because I'm not pretending to be. I'm not living in this world, okay? Where these guys with power and money can literally pull off public executions, man, in front of you. And I don't know how these guys sleep at night, but they're killing their own citizens. And to get like specific, okay, like, man, 9/11. If you haven't looked into it, I don't know what you're doing. If the US is going to be willing to like kind of be okay with the slaughter of their own citizens, and like, what are we even doing here? That kind of calls into question our basics, our fundamentals, okay? So that's like number one. And then if you spend any time looking into October 7th, that's ridiculously fishy. So you have this small ass country of Israel, it's about as big as New Jersey, and Hamas comes over and for 5 or 6 hours rapes, pillages, and kills. And the IDF can't like come and defend the citizens. And then when they do, they're like killing their own citizens to make sure that they don't get captured by Hamas. And they also have their own citizens like okay with that. Like they want to be killed rather than captured by Hamas. And you know what? I wouldn't want to be captured by Hamas, let me tell you that. And I especially wouldn't want to be captured by Hamas if I was occupying the Gaza Strip and the West Bank for as long as I have, and controlling the medicine and controlling the food and pretending like, I don't know, Israel's some great ass democracy in the Middle East when they have like a whole group of people captive, and out in the open they've just slaughtered them. And they've been lying, cheating, and stealing the whole time about it, lying about... I mean, yeah, Hamas uses human shields, but it's like, is it every single house? I mean, come on, dude, it doesn't pass the sniff test. None of it does. So it's like, I'm not cool living in a world where these guys are pulling off, like, killing their own citizens. And I'm not going to get into it, but there's way more like shootings in the United States where it's like, man, half of them are crazies that are radicalized either by the right-wing politics or the left-wing politics, because both sides, you can get really extreme on both sides, and it leads to gun violence and a mass murder and all that. And for as many of them that are just natural crazies who want to go out like they're heroes, like Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris, man, there's some ones that are fishy. And you're like, if these guys are okay with letting these people go into schools and slaughter children in the name of like they want to disarm the citizens, man, then it's like, I don't want to live in this world, man. So I understand people like, yo, Mark 86, you're sounding crazy, and this is like exactly what I'm talking about. If all this sounds crazy to you, and this ain't, you know, in your realm, and you're thinking some certain way, because I'm just throwing out this shit or whatever, like, this ain't for you, man. And this is what I'm saying. It's on you. The burden of proof is on you as to how I'm wrong. And for you to get emotional and all this, that's not an argument, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, man. You can't trust these guys as far as you can throw them. And I'm just kind of done pretending like everything's on the up and up, and that these guys are taking care of us, and oh yeah, it's just the markets, and that's why no one can afford a home. It's like, come on, guys, give your head a shake, man. They're basically raping, pillaging, and robbing Canada in front of your eyes, telling you not to look, telling you to ask for more, telling you to lower your standard of living, while these rich fat cats just get like richer and richer, and they don't even have jobs, man. Like, sure, they run companies, sure, they were born into the right spot with connections, sure, but they're just laying around all day trying to figure out how to, like, you know, they set up this whole crazy system of well, they didn't set it up, like, dude, let me stop right here. What we have in Canada could work. What was set up was great. Capitalism, free markets, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, that's all great. What I'm saying is, it's been hijacked. The media used to keep the government in check. They used to be like reporting on them. They used to be like holding them accountable. They used to not be bought and paid for by them. You understand? So it's not that the evildoers have set this whole thing up to enslave us. It's that we had some good things going over here in Canada and the States. And some certain powerful peoples on the planet don't appreciate that. They don't want any competition, it seems like. It seems like they want all the money, all the resources, and they don't care who gets slaughtered, man. And all this stuff going on in Africa, that's another thing too. All this stuff going on in Africa, everyone's taking advantage of that as well. So people are getting slaughtered over in Africa. All the resources are getting sucked up. These guys getting rich. Over here in Canada and America, you have all these ghettos, which is kind of like third world in the first world, right? And they don't fix them either, and they keep them chaotic. All the drive-by shootings are like, yeah, we need to have gun control. They lock up people for drugs while they bring in the drugs. So it's like they bring in the drugs and they get rich, and then they lock up people for dealing the drugs because they also make them illegal. Okay, and like the prisons are private, so it's like the incentive is to have as many people in the prisons as you can in America. Okay, so it's like, and America's a superpower, and we just follow their lead, you understand? So if everything's profit driven, and if profit's over the people, then you kind of take a look around, and this is what you get. Even to the point of like, the people making the profits are like, yo, these guys are together, the men love the women. Are there problems? Sure, there are problems for sure, but the men love the women, they're having babies, they're meeting once a week. Are there problems? Sure there are, but they're like, you know what would be even better? If the men were working all the time, the ladies were working all the time, and we got that tax dollar too, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, dude, that would work good. So you get that going on, and then never mind, you get like a whole industry of daycare going on. It's like you have people having babies, but both people have to work. You can't even raise your babies, and no one really bats an eye. It's kind of like, oh yeah, that's normal. It's like they've normalized the rat race. Okay, we're just working our tails off while they actively tell us to like lower our standards for what we expect for how hard we work. You know what I'm saying? We're working so hard, we don't even have the time to raise our own children. So then how do the children get raised? It's like, I guess they get raised by Hey Arnold and TV and like the iPads and shit, right? And the school, they go to school and they get raised up by the school. But it just seems to me that they kind of take the kids out the house and they get raised by the state, guys. They get raised by the school, and then what do? They come home and start telling you how you got white privilege and diversity is our strength, and the white people got to check ourselves, and gender is a social construct, which, by the way, isn't money a social construct? So all you activists are like, yo, gender is a social construct, man. You can have as many as you want, dude. It's definitely not an ideology put upon the white Christian nations to like confuse everybody. Oh no, it's like they're holding us back, man. Gender is just a social construct. We made it up. Alright, well, didn't we make money up? So why don't you get on the case of that, Sherlock Holmes, and start following the money and maybe start instead of figuring out how men can look more like women or whatever, and how women can look more like men, why don't we, you know, figure out what's going on with this money shit, and if it got hijacked, and if our capitalism got hijacked, and if our free markets got hijacked. That seems like way more important than if the Jays won the World Series. So you guys get what I'm saying. We got 4 stacks of seeds, and I will not apologize. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's get rid of these. Sorry guys, I gotta... Jeez! This is hard talking, playing Minecraft. What do I want to get rid of here, guys? Man, it's also valuable, guys. I mean, I need the chicken for when the 100 days... I need this for tools. I need the wood for tools. I need this for lava, maybe. I need this. I mean, I guess we could just get rid of that seed. Get this back. We need to establish a spot to chill so I can get a chest going down here. And actually, I think this might be the spot to chill. And we can use... Yeah, this is far enough away. Or do I want to... No. This will be the spot, guys. This will be the spot. So... coming to the end of this video. I feel like I've just been ranting and raving, but that's kind of what I'm saying. I got the arguments. I got arguments anyway. I'm not saying I'm right, but every video, like, I'm just trying to buttress these points. You understand? I'm just trying to, like, talk myself through it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I biased? Am I over emotional about it? Am I this or that, right? Sometimes I am. I always figure out kind of where I'm going. I got people in my life who are honest with me, who tell me if I'm crazy or if I'm on the right track, you know what I'm saying? People that I trust, so I feel like I'm on the right track, and I feel like I got someone who would tell me if I was psycho. So yeah, every time I come on here, cue that Minecraft music. I'm just talking it out, seeing where it leads, seeing if I'm wrong, and I keep coming to the same conclusions. And I don't think feminism is that great. I don't think being like a rude man and like how we were back in the day, and like the, you know, maybe there was like an attitude of like the man was in control of the woman, and he would like maybe hold that over her head, like, you know, I got the money, lady, and you can't leave, and you can't do this, and you can't do that, and I got the power. And you know what? You can't give people too much power, man. And when you give people too much power, it corrupts them, right? So there is some of that. So I'm not saying that, do I even have a crafting table, guys? What is going on here? Listen, I'm not saying that like the patriarchy is great or something like that. Okay. What am I saying? I'm saying I need a crafting table, and I'm saying I need 2 of these chests right here. Boom. Boom. And I need to get rid of that. The gold. We'll keep these here. We'll empty this out a little bit. I kind of want to know what I'm working with, what I'm dealing with. Little obsidian action. Might need the coal out. Just in case I die, you kind of want to take the valuables out, you know? What else? That's a good start. Day 97, about to be day 98, only a few more days and you guys know what's happening, but yeah, so what was I saying? F feminism or something like that? No, but I was trying to like soften it, like, yeah, I'm not saying let's go back to the 1950s, okay, where these guys or whatever in the movies are hitting around their ladies and they're taking advantage of owning the homes and owning the, look at all the horses, and owning the money and all that, right? And maybe some men would take advantage of that, right? I'm not saying, yeah, that's a great way to set up the society, but when you swing it the other way and you have like the the parliament daddy, now you can divorce your man, now you can take half, now you can have kids and not have a man around, and the government will give you money for it. It's like, they've on purpose empowered women like too much, like in a phony way too, where it's like a lot of the times I don't see it's like big ideas or innovations or like ways you're gonna help your community or the planet or the people around you or even your family. It's like the woman empowerment shit is like kind of just that. It's like shit. It's like, good for you, you can strip down and like show your ass out in public. Like, it's not that impressive, you know? Like, every time I'm loading, and guys, I'm trying to stay off the phone, I'm not gonna lie to you, but when I'm loading up this phone and like, a lot of the times these women that come across on my phone, because I just kind of scroll it, Instagram, so I feel like I'm getting the viral things, that you're getting the things that are really popular, that really hit. So I understand, I can go, there's lots of women doing crazy arts and crafts, or they're doing crazy carpentry shit, or they're doing crazy this, or they're like the most creative teachers you ever did see or whatever. So I'm just kind of talking about the viral shit that's like probably fueling the culture war and making people mad, but also like skewing people's perspectives for sure, right? And when I see these videos, it's usually just women, and they're viral, and they're hot, and they're usually talking about men, either how men suck, or sometimes not even negative, sometimes they're just talking positive, but it's like, it's usually about men. And then I'm just thinking, when I see these viral men, sometimes it's about women, and a lot of the times, even subtly underlying, it is. That's why I say that women are a huge motivator for men. Men do a lot of this shit to impress women, right? But that's what I'm saying, they're like trying to solve the Charlie Kirk case, or they're like they're inventing shit, or like I don't know, they seem to be just like doing the shit to get you like status and money in the society, and also it might be fulfilling things to do as well, right? But it seems like it's to attract women, so it's like, I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't like feminism. I'm not that impressed that like women are really good at attracting men, or like manipulating men, or like, yeah, you got a man with a lot of money or something. That's like, that's not impressive or whatever, right? So I just feel like they're empowering women in the wrong ways. They're almost like, yeah, you were born beautiful and men have testosterone, so they're chasing you like crazy, and you should be really proud about manipulating men or something, and men are stupid. It's kind of like, I don't know, man. I just see how this message is ruining people's kind of perspective on things, right? We're probably spending way too much time online being influenced by all these things that we're not supposed to be influenced by, right? And that's another thing I'm gonna get out of here in a second because we're like 54 minutes in, but real quick, that's another thing someone said to me IRL, in real life. Wait, what was I saying? What was I just saying? The first thing that someone said to me in real life was, the food ain't poison or something. They were trying to make me feel guilty about me eating poison too or something like that, or make me feel silly. They're disrespecting me, you know, which is okay. I don't care. And but what was the other thing? Oh, the other thing was, yeah, someone else was kind of smirking at me, smiling at me, being like, "Oh yeah, you eat the poison, hey, do you, Mark 36? You eat that poison?" It's like, okay, touche, yeah, checkmate, man, you got it. But they're also smirking at me, like, don't believe everything you read on the internet, guys. So yeah, you know what? Breaking news: Sherlock Holmes on the case here, guys. Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true, okay? So yeah, that's where we're at. And I know I'm being sarcastic. The reason I'm being sarcastic is because, guys, like I said in one of my other videos, I don't even believe shit's true until I hear, like, the fourth person say it. You know? I'm not even that smart. I just listen to smart people. By the time the 6th, 7th, 8th person is saying something like climate change is bullshit, who's like really smart and like you trust them and like over time you've listened to them and they don't falter, they know when they're wrong and they admit it. Dude, I know climate change is bullshit when I heard the A scientists be like, it's complete bullshit. They made up in the 70s. They named the guy who made up in the 70s. I don't know if it was like Maury Smith or some guy. It was like a Canadian guy. I don't even remember. I forget his name. I don't have to remember the dates. I don't have to remember the names. I don't have to know how the parliament works, man. They're not running this shit for Canadians. They're not running it Canada first. They're not taking the money and putting it into your hospitals. We have a shortage of doctors. We should have a surplus of doctors. All the doctors go to other countries because they get paid more money. Here you got doctors running around. You got people for 10 years, they don't even have a family doctor. Yet they're going to let millions of people in. So they're not going to invest in the healthcare at all. Doctors leave, nurses quit, the wait times are off the charts. You can look it all up. So everything's strained. The houses, you can't afford a house. The jobs are crazy. They're leaving the country and they don't even care. And then they're going to open up the borders, let millions and millions of people in. It's like, okay, guys, yeah, they really love us. They're really doing a good job. And then when you let in all those people, okay, you're going to reform the bail so that you can get out, even if you do assaults and have weapons charges. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, don't believe everything you read on the internet, guys. Like, yeah, don't believe everything you see on the CBC, all right? Don't believe everything you see on the Facebooks, okay? Don't believe everything your wife tells you and just passes it off to you, and that's what we gotta do, okay? Don't believe the people who tell you that doing your own research makes you an idiot, okay? So, with that being said, believe what you want. I'll believe what I want. I'll do what I want. You know what I'm saying? And today that was playing Minecraft for an hour to escape the real world because Canada is straight cooked, guys. There's a UK, they're still screaming into the phone trying to get the UK to stand up. So the women need to sort of get with it. They need to educate themselves, and then you stop sort of being attracted to the men that aren't on the case for this shit, because or the country goes to shit. So I don't know, I don't really know what to say. I'm gonna keep saying whatever I want to say when I'm inspired to say it. And I appreciate you watching. If you watched this far, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be back as always. And have a good day, guys. Stay safe. Peace.